a lot of hands-on to do. Okay, so we just figured at this point the best thing is any questions that you may have, like the question that I was asked earlier, any questions related to science or anything regarding the whole objective of this week, which is a regenerative program or rejuvenation retreat. So any question, anything that you would like to know now, yes.
Yes, you were speaking earlier about the time frame for breaking the fast, drinking, eating. Is there a schedule that the body works on most optimally? I've heard before, like not really doing anything until noon. So yeah, so what is that?
Well, the thing is, the body has its own natural rhythm that's pretty much plugged into the rhythm of the universe. You know, so we're heavenly bodies out here, up here in heaven. And we are guided by the other heavenly bodies out here, you know, the stars, the planets, you know. This is what drive our day, primarily the sun. So our body rhythm, daily rhythm, is driven by the energy of the sun and the rest of the universe. So the most obvious part of our rhythm that we need to observe is that we do sleep every day for 8 hours. So that's the pivot. Everything is pivoted off from that. Because that's involuntary. We don't have a choice. We don't have a choice. We have to sleep every day, whether we want to or not. All this other stuff, you eat, bathe, or all these other things, you don't have to do any of that. But you have to sleep. So it doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing. When the body reaches that point, you could be 100 miles on the highway headed to California, you're going to sleep. You're going to fall asleep at the steering wheel. Whatever it is, there's that point where the body just gets to it. Like, I just went and took a nap because, you know, I didn't get my full sleep last night or the night before. So I went, took a nap, and so this is what happens. So you can safely divide your body into 3 equal parts of 8 hours, driven by that 8 hours of sleep every night, which is basically, that's just a guidepost in terms of 8 hours. It doesn't have to be 8 hours. It could be less, or it could be a whole lot more. Now that depends on the condition of your body, the state of your constitution. So on average, it's definitely around 8 hours per night that we do sleep. Some people will sleep more than 8 hours. What are the, you know anybody that generally sleeps more than 8 hours? Children.
Yeah.
What's going on with children? They're growing. They're building. So the body cannot build while its energy is being utilized in other things, like running, playing. But the most critical thing that drives that also is digestion. We cannot digest and build at the same time. We cannot digest and eliminate simultaneously. So also, besides people who are building, children, who else? Adults that you may notice with elders.
Sometimes
Elders.
sick people, people that are ill.
Ill people. So what's going on with ill people and elders that they would more than likely may need more than 8 hours?
They're repairing.
They're what?
Repairing.
Repair work. The body cannot digest and repair simultaneously. So what does this say? You need a lot of energy to build, to grow. You need a lot of energy to repair. So if your energy is being busy trying to break down, that mac and cheese, you ain't got nothing left to build anything with or to repair anything with. So you see the average person that's obese or well overweight, they sit down, they go right into sleep mode. They go into the body shop. They go into the body shop. They get a minute, they ain't ripping and running or something. They just sit down somewhere and they go right into the body shop. They go into repair mode because there's so much work that needs to be done, so much reparation that needs to be done. They can't be pushing it too far. The body automatically like, oh, I got you, you chilling, get you, I'm gonna go to work now. We got other things to do. Now that you're sitting down, we got other things to do. We gonna fix that flat tire. We gonna fix that heart attack that's getting ready to happen. Now that we got you. So what does this say? The body has a lot to do, and we've been distracting it. We've been distracting it, doing things that we want to do, to have fun or whatever, and it doesn't get to do some essential work until, it catches us sleeping or nodding out or whatever. So while you're sleeping for those 8 hours every night, you're in the body shop. You're checking in to the body shop, and your body mechanics of trying to figure out what's going on. Checking all valves, checking all systems. Oh, this one is broken. We got to get rid of these cells here. So this is what you're doing at night when you're sleeping for 8 hours. You're in reparation mode. You're in the repair shop for 8 hours. 8 hours. So given this now, that's 8 hours. So that's 1/3 of your day. So while you're repairing, also there's this time that you need to empty the trash bin. Because once that repair work is going to leave a lot of waste matter behind, a lot of reduced residual waste. So while you're sleeping at night for 8 hours, you're in reparation mode. We call it fasting. Because it's fasting, because you're not doing anything else. This is when the body can do its repair work, because you're finally fasting. And more than likely, your stomach has been emptied out. Because it takes about 2 hours for the stomach to empty out, once the food gets in there, for it to go on to the small intestine and move on to get its other processes taken care of. Then it ends up in the large intestine, your colon. This the waste bin. So you're supposed to now empty the trash bin, the next phase. So phase 2 is the elimination mode. Since you were sleeping, you were fasting, phase 2 is the breaking of the fast. So breaking of the fast is the actual phase of 8 hours. You have 8 hours to empty the trash bin. So what else what are you trying to do in those 8 hours? What are you doing? You have a bucket of cereal? You can't empty the trash bin when you kicked in the digestion process that early. So now you're going to postpone that elimination confrontation by breaking the fast with a breakfast instead of having a break fast. Instead of a breaking of the fast, you're now having this fake meal that the bankers call a breakfast. So they said, we know we can't, go too far, so we're going to just mispronounce it and call it a breakfast. So you think a breakfast is a meal, but no, you speak the English language is a break fast. you're breaking the fast. So we didn't realize that's what we're supposed to be doing. So we get up, or mama, papa, anybody, grandmother, wake us up and stuff our belly full. Because, based on the advice of the doctors. That's the authority. Because we paying them a lot of money to make sure we get sick. So, as opposed to how it was in ancient days, in most of the civilizations that went by before this one, you pay the doctor when you pay the doctor when you, you stop paying the doctor when you get sick. Oh, doctor, I'm sick. I'm not paying you right now. Get me well. So for them to get paid, they have to get you well. That's how it was in China. In most recent modern times, even up to, they were the last ones pretty much to get out of that system. That doctors do not get paid as long as you're sick.
Yeah, I agree.
They get paid when you're well. So these here mastered the art of getting paid to keep you sick. Yeah. This is the new medicine, is you get paid, you pay the doctor to keep you sick. Because it's in their interest now for you not to get well. So the whole deal is now, with this breakfast meal, the bankers are the ones in charge. Because now they're going for the profit. So they're going to put the most economical or reasonable ingredients in this meal so they can make the greatest amount of profit. So your breakfast meal is centered around what? Cereals. Cereals. Or they'll slap some grease with it, because cereals are hard to go down. So they lubricate it. So starch. Grains particularly. Grains particularly. They want to make sure that they're going to get paid on this one. So pancake, cornflakes, you name it. Breads, muffins, bagels, bialys, corn or grits, hominy corn, you name it. All those things. This is, and to complement these, there's the processed meat. Processed, not generally the meat that you have with your cereals, with your breakfast, with your bread, is processed stuff, salami, bologna, corned beef hash, all of the scrapings and trashings that came out of the slaughterhouse. Hot sausage, black pudding, we used to call one of them here, black pudding. They take the blood out of the cow and put it in a sausage bag and boil it. Yeah, you never had black pudding growing up? Y'all there had no Caribbean folks in the kitchen growing up. But it's the same hot sausage. That same hot sausage. Yeah. They put the shitlinks in there. Chitlings. The shitlinks. When I first smell that thing cooking, I'm like, ooh. And we're gonna eat that, mama. We're gonna really eat some shit smelling like that. Shitlinks. But we didn't speak English, so we call it shitlings. Shitterlings or whatever. Yeah, get our English together. We didn't want to call it what it was. So all this stuff, the hot dogs, all the processed stuff, all the processed meat, go in with that, the breakfast. And everything goes down better with Coke. A big glass of caffeine, whatever, big Coca-Cola or coffee. goes down better with coffee. All this stuff goes down better with a big, because you need something to wash it down. You know, or milk. Dairy industry is in on the big scheme too. Milk, cereals with milk, all of this kind of stuff. But we educated Mom. We pulled out our book and we asked Dummy, fasting, how did it break a fast? Since I was fasting last night, I got up this morning and I wanted to break my fast correctly. And Dummy said, you break a fast gently, slowly, you opening up the system very gradually. They didn't say nothing about bacon and eggs and granola and faking bacon and all of this stuff. You break a fast with fruits. You want to open up gently. So there's no place on fasting that say you break a fast with a typical traditional breakfast, ham and eggs and chicken wings and hash brown and all of these types of stuff, all those cereals or anything like that. So we, getting a refund on the education.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's not what we paid for to find out. But these are things that are going to make us sick. Because in the morning, for 8 hours, you are now on elimination mode. Break fast. You are breaking a fast. You're breaking a fast. So when you're sleeping at night, your stomach is supposed to empty out and come back down to this size. So where's my stomach? That's the size of my stomach. My fist, a clenched fist. My empty stomach is this size. It ain't out here. It ain't out here. That's a fat bag for the stretch stomach. That you stretched it open so thin, so fine, you need a fat bag to hold it, a pouch. So that's what that big gut is out there. That's not stomach. That's just fat. But not just fat, but it's fat bounded with starch. What you had for breakfast. Because that's what when you have starch, you always grease it. Butter in the potato, olive oil, mayonnaise, fat back, ketchup, gravy, you name it. Some kind of fat. You always grease your starch. No one eats a dried piece of bread. You put butter on it. You put some kind of grease, some lubricant on it. Because otherwise it's not going nowhere. You can't get dry starch down into the system. And the system that we're talking about is the digestive system. Now let's back up for one little minute and find out what is this digestive system all about. The digestive system is not part of our body. From tongue to anus is not part of our body. It's a passageway through the body. It's a tunnel that we throw stuff in there and it's supposed to process it. Some organs, the stomach goes into the stomach, that bag, that thing is a passageway through the system. The small intestine, 32 feet long. The small, it's a tube running through the body, a passageway that the food, you're supposed to process food in there. So the stomach is the receiving bag. It's like, the stomach will be, say if you're looking at this juicer here, this is the stomach. Drop stuff in here, and it goes through there, and the shit comes out here. And the urine come out down here. The juice comes out down here, that's the urine. It's the urinary tract. The doo-doo come out here, that's the waste from your juice. And you drop it in here through the mouth. And your teeth are the masticating glands. Your teeth is this guy in here. In the mouth, Comes in from the mouth, goes right into the teeth. You're supposed to grind it, you're supposed to chew it up real fine, break it down real fine, drop it down into the stomach. And the stomach is like a colander. So big particles of food, or at least once you've chewed it down, the mulch goes into the stomach, and it's kind of big particles still, it's not finely chewed. So it gets further refined in the intestinal system, the small intestine. So we can call the stomach area like a colander with some big holes in it. Then it gets into the intestinal system. This intestinal system, the first part of it is about like a strainer. And as it goes longer, the deeper it goes into the intestinal system, the mucus lining in that system becomes finer and finer. So by the time it gets down to the end part of the intestinal system, it's like a press bag, like the juice bag, real fine. So ain't a whole bunch of shit supposed to get through there. So by then, you would have got the juice out, got your nutrients out, and then the bulk now goes into your colon. The colon is even a finer press bag. Now you're supposed to get the finest little stuff. It's like when we did the coconut cream.
Mm-hmm.
We pressed it, and then the pulp that was left, we put that back in the blender with some more water. Blend it again, and now we get the final press, the real tight press in the colon. Then whatever trash is left there, now boom, it's going out the anus. So that whole passageway is a tunnel through the system. So now the food or the nutrients jump the walls and goes into the body through the mucus lining. It jumps the walls, goes into the body. But now you have been squeezing, grind up bolognas and shit in there. Mm-hmm. You've been squeezing all kind of, shit links and, heavy stuff through there. So your mucus lining is now like a cheesecloth. So it's a more porous. So stuff jump into the body that shouldn't go there. Fat that wasn't fully, liquidized or liquefied. So now you have a system now that's going on that you get blood clots, you get constipated, you get all kinds of stuff that's going on now because things have jumped into the body that should not have gotten there. So cornmeal, heavy cornmeal, heavy pork chops or fat from the pig got into the system. So you're going to end up with fibroids, kidney stones, dried out starch, heavy fat, all this stuff bound together, varicose veins, cellulites, dried out starch and fat. So the body, the way the body works, you got these two building food groups. The protein, which is fat-based. All proteins are fat-based. Of all the plant protein, there's one that you can't get oil out of. You can get oil out of soybean. You can get oil out of peanuts. Peanut is a pea, it's not a nut. But because we can roast it and it crunches like a nut, we say, oh, peanut. Peanut is as much of a nut as a donut is a nut. Donut is not a nut. It's a dough that gets knotted up in your system. Peanut is not a pea. It's a pea. But because you roast it and toast it, because you don't like it raw, because you want that toasted fat. That's why we like peanut. Roasted. We don't want no raw peanut. That's like eating a raw kidney bean. We don't want no raw soybean or soybean that's even been boiled and just like that. You know, we don't want tofu. We don't like that soybean that's just been boiled. Tofu. It's tough for you. Tofu is tough for you because you can't break it down. That is boiled beans that got glued up together in a block. So number one, to try to get you to like it, the bankers say, we understand, it's just a blank piece of nothing. It's just rubber. So slice it up and soak it in some salt. Tamari, soy sauce. Now I'm gonna show you. You soak it in some sauce that's full of salt. Because it got no taste, it got no nothing. You take a piece of soybean, a piece of tofu, and you try to eat that. Mama, what's that, mama? The same thing with the chicken lovers. You got one of those blank birds. Those little kids right now that are eating the whack. You grab one of those blank birds and say, I'm fixing y'all chicken tonight. You're not going out. We're gonna have the chicken made at home. So I'm gonna grab your whole bird, just the way it is. I'm dunking it in boiling water. I'm scalding it. I boil your chicken, cook. Get your plates, here's your chicken. Mama, what's that? That's chicken. No, that's not chicken. I hate that, I don't like that. Put all your chicken lovers to the test. Boil it, just plain and simple. But now, you know, they sneaky cooks. So they're gonna take that same chicken, they're gonna bread it, they're gonna smother it, they're gonna fry it in toasted grease, put all the seasoning in it. Mom, this ain't that bird, is it? No, this ain't no chicken. This is McDonald's, or whatever you want to call it. So we don't like these things, naturally. We don't like tofu. We don't like all these blank, empty, no tasting, no vibe. It's the seasoning. And it's the cooked fat. It's the cooked fat. Here comes the trouble. So the thing is now, coming back to the question on hand, is how do we break our fast, at what time, and what do we do for the rest of our day? Okay, so we know phase 2 is the elimination mode. We want to get rid of the trash bin. We have 8 hours to empty the trash bin. Urinating, sweating, defecating, burning it up, combusting it. We got 8 hours. Then phase 3, we got 8 hours to put in raw material. Material for construction, building blocks. So when you look at all the foods in the kingdom that's available for you to eat, what foods are you going to gravitate to break your fast with in the morning? Fruits. Fruits. Because what you need in the morning, because you're on elimination. You are on elimination. You're not, that's the body wants to eliminate. So what are the foods that facilitate the elimination? Liquids and fiber. These are not building foods. Fruits in a body that consumes a mixed eating system, the initial, most critical work that the fruits want to do is clean the stuff out. Diarrhea, yeah, you eat a whole bunch of stuff and you put some fruits in there. The first order of business is to clean the house out. Empty the trash bin. So you're going to get the runs. Whatever don't need to be in there, fruits are going to make sure, because fruits cannot build in a dirty body. Fruits cannot build a body that's got a foundation of gutted material. So you renovating your house, you gut it, you're gonna pull down all the stuff other than the structural stuff. You don't want to pull down the walls, you don't want to pull down the steel beam or anything like that. You want to pull down the zinc roof, the walls, you're pulling out the stuff that's been rotting. The wood, the sides and the this and the that, the floors, you want to pull that up. But you're not going to go just drop it down there and build a new floor on top of the waste under there. You're not going to just frame the old wall, which they do, aluminum siding or whatever on the old house. No, the body wants to remove the debris first before it builds. So fruits wants to remove the debris before it can get around to building. Fruits do build the body. You can gain weight on eating fruits. Yes, you can gain mango. You drink that mango juice that we just made, you can gain weight on that if the system is clean. But if it's not clean, the fiber in that juice, you see how heavy it was, even though we took all the little hairy part, all that out, you see by the time you press the mango juice out, what kind of pulp is left in that bag? Very little. So the mango is a nectar fruit. It's a nectar fruit. So the nectar fruits, they're about 60 to 80% water. So we took the water out, that's 60 to 80%. Mango is about, it's pretty rich. So it's about 60% water. So it's a good 40% solid fiber. Even though we took the stringy part out, there's still fiber in that mango juice. There's still fiber in there. So, but this is now going to build you. If your system is clean, you can build with that. People gain weight on certain fruits. People gain weight on these fruits. So now you're talking the more denser fruits with less moisture, like the jackfruit, the persimmon. These types of fruits, bananas, you can gain weight on bananas. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So you want to follow the flow, eliminate, you want to put high moisture foods into the body. Liquid and fiber in the morning, because you want to push out. You want to hose out, sweep out, mop out, scrub out. So first thing in the morning, after your internal shower, you head out there and go work out. 6 o'clock in the morning, your yoga, your intense workout, 7 o'clock in the morning. You go climb your coconut tree so you can get some coconuts. That's when you want to do it. You go climb the mango tree. You want to rake the yard. You want to work the garden at that time. You want to go out, do construction work. You got to be on the site like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, your construction job. You out there, so you want to sweat in the morning because your skin is the largest organ of elimination. You want to pour it out. So you need liquids. You need to keep replenishing. You need juices in the morning, ton loads of liquid because you're sweating. You're sweating, so you go out, you get your early morning, sweat in, and then you come back and you replenish with juice. So after your coconut water, you come back, you replenish with juice, especially high vitamin C, because you burn that up. Vitamin C, you burn that up quick. So you want that, your citrus, big hits first thing in the morning, watermelon, the sugar that's easy to burn. Because you replenishing what you just burnt. So you want more because you want more fuel to burn early morning because you got more work to do. So as the sun is rising, you rise with the sun. You rise with the sun. As the sun is burning the clouds out in the sky, it's burning the mucus out of your body. So you need to keep putting in more liquid and fiber. Push it out, hydrate it, push it out, hydrate it, push it out. The last thing you need in the morning is a breakfast.
Yeah.
The body is not in building mode. Protein and starches are building foods, structural foods. The body, the last thing your little baby wants in the morning before you send them off to school is another bowl of cornmeal porridge. Grits or whatever, corn muffin, oatmeal. That's the last thing them little babies need in their stomach to run off to school. Because you're going to pull the blood off the brain and bring it down to the digestive system to process that big, warm, nice, hearty oatmeal porridge. And your little baby boys in school and teachers like, attention please, what are you doing? They running all over the classroom. They trying to burn it. They trying to turn that stuff into sugar. They trying to burn it. ADD, whatever, ADS, for attention deficit, whatever. Hyperactive, stick them over there in the zoo room. They're animals. They're supposed to be they're just trying to break down breakfast. They're just trying to digest that stuff. They're trying to turn it into sugar.
Wow.
So they're out there like, where's Usain Bolt? Let me catch up with that nigga.
Yeah.
And you're like, attention please. So you see the little, and we sign up big for it because they educated us. Yeah, we the agent in the house to enforce bad behavior, bad habits. We beat them. Sit down and eat that.
Finish your plate. Finish your plate.
Finish your plate before you get up. Finish your plate. I've been trained by the folks who came from Harvard, the Ivy League. They know best. The doctor. The doctor say the breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Yeah, doc. We sign up. We agree with you. No problem. If you want to call it a meal, it is the most important meal because my little stomach, first thing in the morning is like this. It's a tight, clenched fist. But wait a minute, doctor. Where'd you buy your education? Because your education is telling me that I need to open up this bag wide open in the morning and stuff it with a bowl of cereal. Who wrote that book, Doc? Who advertised in the book?
Quaker.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, what's going on? The Quakers didn't write the book. It's the bankers who own the Quakers brand, the trademark to that cereal. The Quakers, they don't eat that way. They serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maronites or whatever they are, and they don't eat that way. Kellogg ain't said that. Kellogg was a natural hygienist, a vegetarian. He didn't say eat this like that. So anyway, Doc, if I open that bag this wide first thing in the morning, what am I supposed to do with a big wide open bag for the rest of the day? Oh, just stuff it. Just stuff it. Stuff it. You got to keep it like that. Because guess what? That bag is not going to close down again till you empty it out. And when are you going to empty that bag out?
You're sleeping.
Yeah, so go have a big lunch and have more to say, and I bet you're going to fall into some kind of itis and go to sleep. They call that itis, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, now everybody on the planet has become a nigger. Because they all gonna go to sleep. After a second load like that, they're gonna get an itis. They're gonna get that itis and go to sleep. Because that bag is not gonna close again until it empties out. And it's not gonna empty out till you go back to sleep. Because that bag is causing a lot of problems. That big full bag, first thing like that in the morning, causing a lot of problems. Because it keeps me in digestive mode. That one meal that you told me to eat this morning is going to take 4 hours for that to digest. Then the one you call lunch, 4 hours later, that's going to take me 4 hours to digest because it's more of the same. More of the same. Meat and potato. Then the next one, that you call dinner, going to take me another 4 hours to digest because it's more of the same. Meat and potato. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 3 loads. Each one of those loads are going to take you so you're in 12 hours of digestive action all day. When are you going to have time to shit? You cannot digest and eliminate simultaneously. So obviously, more goes in and less comes out.
Yeah.
The output doesn't equal the input. So over the years, gradually, we're going to start adding weight, adding weight, adding waste. Weight is waste. The body don't store anything it needs. It burns it up and you need to replenish it. Weight is waste. Weight is waste. The more extra weight you got on your body, that's waste. Waste is toxemia, toxins. Because the body don't store anything it needs. Otherwise, you would be like a typical animal. You go out there and hibernate. After that snake swallows you, it goes and hibernate for the next whatever number of days till it finish digesting you. It don't come back and go grab your cousin. It ain't gonna try to work on 2 of you inside there right away. So why are you grabbing the chicken in the morning, the fish at lunch, and the steak at dinner? Are you trying to get these 3 different cousins in the same thing within 12 hours and you ain't finished? You ain't hibernated. So if you're going to eat like that, shut it down. Shut it down for a few days and let the stomach empty out. We don't. We don't. So we keep putting layers and layers of shit on top of shit. So it dries out, stratified. So if they slice you in half when you die, they'll see the stratification of the calcification. They'll see, oh, she used to eat pork chops at 6 years old. Look at it right here.
Wow.
Look at that layer right in here. Cornmeal porridge. Look at how much of it. Look at it layered. It's in there. Just like you see the Grand Canyon, you see the stratification over the billions of years, you see it over your little 50-year lifespan. So now, you got kidney stone, you got arthritis, you got cancer, you got diabetes, your kidneys are shut down, you need a little robot to walk with down the street, your hearing is shut down, you got hearing aids, you got crutches on your eyes, because the eye vessels, the blood vessels got too clogged up, so you got to put on crutches so they can amplify and you can see through the haze, through the fog, and all of this stuff, but we got contact now, so people don't have to see that you're wearing crutches. Just go ahead and style, Or we buy the stylish glasses and all of these things. So it's like, it's the same thing. Mm-hmm. When you eat all of this stuff and you buy the Jordache jean and pack it in there, so it looks like woo, but it's just like Walla Walla down in there. It's just like Jello. Where you pack it in the Jordache, and it's like, woo, look at her. Or look at him, he got a big sledgehammer in there. Eldridge Cleaver, he invented a pants. Eldridge Cleaver from the Black Panther?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know that pants?
No, I don't know the pants. I just realized it was
Yeah, he invented a pants. He was like going to turn the fashion industry inside out. He invented a pants for men that had a bag for the penis. Like a pants like this, it just have a little pouch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. where the penis just hangs in there. So if a woman see you and you like this, like, whoa, that's my cleaver. Come in, you know. No, but it never went nowhere. Nigga, stick to the revolution. Fashion designer. Yeah, when he went to Paris, well, the Black Panthers, they bailed out.
Yep.
They had to get out, you know, and they went to Paris, and he invented. So I don't know with these folks that they came up with this big Black Panther movie stuff and tried to suppress the original Black Panthers who were revolutionary. I'm surprised they didn't put a penis bag in Chadwick's, you know, thing, man. They would have really won the prize. That would have really made it for Black Panther, the new Black Panther. They would have made it a fashion. What's the name? Marvel would have made a whole bunch of money if they had taken that pass to Hollywood and incorporated in the movie. So anyway, we got to sit back and laugh at the mess. So thanks to my brother Dick Gregory, my father, my mentor. You know, we have to drop some jokes in here.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if we take this thing serious, we be committing suicide.
Yeah.
What the fuck did I do? You know, Malcolm said, you fell for the okie doke. How did I fall for okie doke like having a breakfast like this with this kind of stuff? Come on. But that's how they educate us. That's how they educate us. So we are the whole new thing right now.
So, Doctor, can I add something? Let's talk about pancakes. Pancake goes in, goes down through the system. Through
Pancakes,
the
you say?
Pancake, just any
Right,
starch.
correct.
Any starch. Potato chips, whatever. So, what gets absorbed into the system? Because the rest of it just stays in the gut and backs up, right? So, what goes through the sieve to kind of, is the fat and what's going through into the system that the body is actually using, if anything, for nutrition?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Because it
And so-
doesn't digest.
Okay. And so then.
But what's going into the system is the water. The water that
Okay.
was part of the
From the
meal,
pancake,
the water that you use to wash it down with, the milk
Okay.
or the juice, the soda, the coffee, the tea, the liquid. And what you're doing, you're compressing it. You're squeezing the moisture out.
Okay, that's what the gut is doing. Right?
That's what you're doing. You're
Right.
squeezing the moisture out, and this undigested
Right.
starch and fat.
Okay.
You're squeezing the maple syrup. You're squeezing that processed sugar out. But the starch does not get converted into sugar. The starch is a complex carbohydrate,
Right.
a complicated sugar. So for it to be turned into sugar, it has to be digested to become a simple carbohydrate.
Right.
But if it doesn't digest, it cannot turn into a simple carbohydrate, a simple sugar. So we store it.
It stores where in the intestines.
Cellulite.
So it does get into the body. It does go into.
Oh, it
different
does go
cells.
in,
Okay.
right? It jumps the wall.
Okay,
Because
jumps out, okay.
those cells are more porous.
Okay.
The mucus lining is, I say, like cheesecloth now.
Right. Okay.
So it jumps the wall.
So is this leaky gut?
No, leaky gut is when it does starch that does not digest ferments.
Okay.
Any undigested food ferments, especially starch. It ferments. And when starch ferments, well, anything that ferments produces alcohol.
Right.
So we got a certain attitude. Yeah, we drunk.
Okay.
Because we're brewery. You know, you make beer from yeast, from grains, barley and hops and stuff like that. You make alcohol from sugar cane. You know, so a lot of this unprocessed stuff that we are not able to convert into energy. Fat has to be converted into energy. Starch has to be converted into energy, but it needs to break down. If it doesn't break down, it's not going to convert. So now it is stored in the body. So generally, starch settles. starch settles in the lower extremity of the body. Especially undigested starch settles in the lower extremities of the body.
Joints in your knees and your joints, like in your joints
Your
and
butt, your
knees.
legs.
Your
Yeah,
legs.
but first the bottom has to fill up. So your
That's
toes
why
and
it
your
takes
fingers.
time. Got you.
Your toes and your fingers get
Yeah,
filled
yeah.
up. That's the bottom.
Yeah.
Goes down there. It drips down. Once those are filled, once the toes and the fingers are filled, the wrist and the ankle, the joints,
Right.
the wrist and the ankles.
Uh-huh.
Once those are filled, the elbow and the knee. Filled with starch. That means down there is packed already. Ain't no more going down there. These are filled. The elbow and the knee. Once those are filled, the shoulder and the hip gets filled. So you're getting really filled up. Once those are filled, the shoulder and the hip becomes filled. Well, by that time you're like this. Come on, child, help me with put my blouse on. I can't raise my arm up. Stick it in there. You're full of starch now, Grandma. You sure you want another plate of that?
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
At your age, the rest of the thing is filled up. You had arthritis, right? The doctor said your arteries are hardened. You ask the doc, what's they hard with? What dried out in my arteries? Why do I got arthritis? So all that's full now. Then your back, because when you laying down at night, and the starch ain't going nowhere. And ideally supposed to be sleeping on your back, right? Or maybe you want to sleep on one side. That side gets stiff. So you get up in the morning, stretch me here, all of that, because because you're laying down. And the rest of the place is saturated, so now the back. So you see like a few years, like, Grandma, walk straight, Grandma. Why you got a humpback? You see that guy with that humpback up there? That's starch. That's starch. That's starch. That's dried out starch sitting on that back. You see those cellulites? That's meat and potato. That's starch and fat. That's starch and fat. You see those varicose veins? When you see them turning blue, that's starch and fat mixed with chicken, fish, red blood meat. Because what you see here is the veins of the waste coming back upstream. So once you see that's protruding, especially down there, and you see it got these dark color, that's animal protein mixed up with the starch and fat. Starch and fat cannot be broken. To break that bond is tough. So starch settles down in the lower extremities. Fat floats up. We saw that coconut cream yesterday in the milk. How it floated up and it curdled up together. Fat floats up. So a lady's breast is all fat, or mostly fat, 90-something% fat. The man, muscular, big, all of that, that's fat that they lift the body. They're compressing, 10, 20, 30 pounds of fat that they ate this week. Because some of them be eating like that, 3-4 pounds a day, 5 pounds a day. But they get out there and they compressing it. They sweating. They pulling all the moisture out. They compressing that fat, compressing it. And they pack it over here. Tri-pack, 6-pack, this, that, whack, everywhere. They're like this. No flexibility, no fluidity, no nothing. They can't break dance. They dance, they break. So that's fat turned into muscle. muscle. And since they don't eat that much starch, you be seeing them with their dozen of eggs, 2 pounds of steak. You know, you see the football players, all these guys, you see them like that. They don't eat that much starch because starch and protein don't mix that well. So they be having, you go to their big celebration, they be having like 6, 8, 10 different kind of meat on the thing. You know, you have a soup, you have a fish soup with seafood in it. You know, 8 different kind of stuff out of the sea in there. So they packing it real tight. All that, they don't eat that much starch. So you see the bodybuilders, they're out here like this, up here. The legs are like toothpicks because ain't no starch going down there. So now, what's going to happen with these creatures? They got to keep packing for the rest of their life. They got to keep packing and working out and packing and compressing for the rest of their life. Because the minute they stop packing, the tissues, the cells are going to unpack, the muscles are going to unpack.
Yeah.
So retired athletes.
That's why they look, yeah,
Balloon
like
up.
a Charles Barkley,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
Yeah, you see these guys.
Because they ain't working it out. They ain't packing it.
Yeah.
They ain't compressing it.
Mm.
The saddest one is the worst one. The saddest example is the worst one. From the greatest man in the world, Mr. Muhammad Ali, to the most insignificant, asshole-looking MF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even a mental toll.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Yeah.
yeah. mental toll.
Yeah. Because he stopped working out. All his millions couldn't save him because he's on doctor's order. But he's still eating the garbage.
Yeah.
He's still eating the stuff. So literally what happens, the tissues unpack, the muscles unpack, and all of that shit comes back upstream, hit the fan, and smack. Parkinson's disease. You vegetate.
Yep.
You can't. From the greatest, I mean, for him to go out like that, we gotta laugh at this. We gotta laugh at this. We've been had, as Malcolm said. How you gonna go out like that? You know, how are you one of the greatest African historian or white historian or Chinese historian on the planet and you're gonna die of cancer? You that brilliant? And you can control your gut? You can control your plate? You know, you out here speaking all this brilliance about comedic this and all of this stuff. You out here being the most decorated actor of your time, and you getting all these big awards and all this stuff, and you're gonna die of cancer. You make the big Black Panther, you the big hero and all of this stuff, and you're gonna die of cancer. What you been doing with your time, nigga? How come you, what do you eat? What did you eat?
Yeah.
And you out there becoming famous and you knew you had cancer?
Young.
Whose payroll you were on? How you gonna take my Black Panther hero and kill him like that?
Yeah.
After you paraded him all over the world, debut him in every single black community all over the world. Look, the last movie I went to see was Spike Lee, Do the Right Thing, in 1980. Never been to no movie again since then. I decided, yeah, I'm gonna do the right thing from now on. I'm shutting them down. I don't want no more of this stuff in my brain. Never bought a television in my life. I grew up here in Cologne. When television first came on the block, we knew who had one in their house. Because 100 niggas packed up in front of their window trying to see what's on TV. We didn't grow up with television. I didn't grow up with cartoons. I didn't grow up with soap opera. I didn't grow up watching sports on TV. You said everybody plugged into the World Cup or whatever they're doing. These men supposed to be out here, and what are they doing? And cheering because their team is winning. And what are they doing? What are they doing with all that? Which is fine. It's entertainment. But we got better things to do. We got better things to do than to follow in the latest soap opera, the latest cartoon, the latest whatever ding dong that we getting out there, and even following Oprah and Jan Levanzan and this, you know, positive thinking you know, all this stuff, you know, vision board and all of that. Come on, man. We don't need a vision board. We need an action plan.
Come on.
We don't need to have a vision. We need to just act. We need to do. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Can you talk about vision? Physical vision, which we're
Physical vision.
when you talked about our eyes, because as you know, you ask the optometrist and they say, "Oh, you're getting older, so that's just normal." But I don't believe that. And you know, obviously, my parents' generation, they didn't wear glasses until they're now older,
Right.
which you know they're in this generation. But generations before never wore glasses. When you travel, people don't necessarily wear glasses in other countries.
That's
so
right.
our kids here start wearing glasses at 4 or 5.
Yes.
So, you know, obviously it's diet, but what can we do to correct, or are we just
Yeah.
glasses forever? But I would like to be able to strengthen my eyes and not just continue to let them.
Okay. So the muscles in your eyes, you need to use them.
Okay.
The crutches are preventing you from using them. So any muscle that you deactivate, tie this arm behind my back for 30 years you've been wearing glasses, 20 years, it ain't gonna come back out. So you need to get rid of the crutches. You need to get rid of the glasses. That's one, but that's radical. That's radical. So you now to need to try to start training the eyes, activating those muscles. So for a certain period of days, certain period of time, when you know I really, really don't need these things, you know, it's like how we learn the keyboards on the computer. Some of us don't even have to look on the damn thing. We just, you know, we know where everything is on the keyboard. So I just say, well, I don't need these damn things. I know the keyboard. I'm blind, man. Stevie Wonder, what the heck? You know, for now. You know, but you got to start. You got to start using the muscles. So there are exercises. Dr. Bates, B-A-T-E-S, whole vision exercises how to strengthen, you know, the muscles, everything. They got the little pinhole glasses and all of these things. These are all designed for you to now start using those muscles, reactivate. But the number one key, though, when you go to the optometrist, doc, yeah, I need glasses. Why? What caused this? What caused it? What did they tell you? Do you ever ask that question?
They say that it's growing, the eye is growing like a football and it's not in the right shape. So the lens is, the picture is fuzzy because the shape of the lens is too long.
Okay.
I mean, not the lens, but the eye. That's what they say.
Okay, so doc, so the people who don't wear glasses that are my age group, why then theirs?
Well, that was my question. Like, but my parents didn't wear glasses. But that's all they have for me. So that's why I know that we haven't been told the right thing.
So doc, where did you get your education? Where did you get your education? You are eye mechanic, right? I had a little problem with my car the other day. I went to the mechanic. They told me I put the wrong fuel in. Stop putting it. Stop trying to put gas in a diesel engine. And what did they do? Don't y'all work like that, doc? Aren't you supposed to drain out the gas, clean out all the filters and everything, and then put the right fuel in? Go ahead and put the diesel back in the car. What is the fuel my body was made to run off of? Did you learn that in school?
No.
You know, I have studied doctors who, like Dr. Bates. Did you read Dr. Bates? He's been around for years. There are Bates Hospital centers all over the U.S. named after him. There are other doctors who are saying that this is caused by starch. Starch in the vessels of my eye. Wait, doc, wait a minute. You ever seen anybody with a glaucoma? That white ring around their iris? What is that, doc? What caused that? That's starch. That is food. How come that builds up there? How come that white ring, that glaucoma? So what about the vessels of the eyes, these little blood vessels that got out there? The starch got out there through going through the blood vessels. So those got clogged up. So my vision is blurry or whatever, nearsighted, farsighted, it is food. It is absolutely food, and you can put your finger on starch. That's the problem. So get rid of all starch. And again, as I mentioned earlier, you have a doubt, ask Google, when did humans first start eating starch? No more than 10,000 years ago. We've been on this planet a million years. So for the past 10,000 years, we've been experimenting, trying to eat starch. It's not working. All these people with glasses, all this arthritis, all this kidney stones, all this diabetes, all of these fibroids, it is starch, it is starch, it is starch. You get rid of starch off of your plate, and you're gonna start breaking that down. There's certain herbs like eyebright you want to use. You want to drink carrot juice, not just eat carrot. You want to drink carrot juice. Tons of it. Tons of it. Glass a day, 12-ounce glass of carrot juice every day. It is going to sharpen your vision. It is going to sharpen your vision. So a lot of these things, but the thing is, sun gazing, when you get out there in the morning, sun gaze. Strengthen the muscles, use your muscle and keep the glasses off as much as you can. When you know you really, really don't need them, take them off. We had a sister came to us, one of our detox program, and she, she asked me this question just like this, first thing, like, well, we're in the car. She didn't even wait till we get from the airport. We're in the car, and I told her this, and she said, well, I'm taking these things off. And she put them away all week. Where's your glasses? How come you? No, I'm following you. I'm doing what you tell me to do. And I haven't had to use the glasses, because she's detoxing. She's in a detox retreat, and the whole thing, the whole week she went without the glasses. Do you know, the time we getting ready to leave, she's like, where's my glasses? I can't find my glasses, nowhere. I said, where did you put them? I don't know. I put them I don't know. She could not for a whole day. And she's crazy now. I said, but you've been fine without the glasses all week. It's become a part of my personality. I go back home without the glasses, folks ain't gonna recognize me.
That's crazy.
No,
That's true.
serious.
No, that's true.
That is
People
true.
like
It's
that.
become a part of, and they cost me $300 and the whole thing, they designer, and
Yeah.
I need to find my glasses. But you don't need them. She's upset at me now. And we in the car heading to the airport, and she ain't found her glasses.
Yeah.
All this time. Something happened. I think I got pulled over, and they asked me to present, my papers for the car. And I said, get those papers from me out of the glove compartment. Oh shit, my glasses! She had put them in the glove compartment that day. Everything changed. She found her glasses. And she still don't need them. She found it and she felt, I'm me now. I was parting from a piece of my soul. I was leaving a piece of me behind. We get so attached.
That's true.
But no, you can actually see without them. But you gotta practice. And debates, exercises, they definitely work. And getting rid of the cause, the starch, and a whole bunch of other stuff is gonna go out the door with it.
Were you guys asking questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to talk about the thyroid.
Thyroids.
Yeah, I have Graves or hyperthyroid, and I know we was going to talk about this, as a group. So I wanted to hear, other than the starch, also, right?
It's the starch. It's the starch. Pull up one of these, robots and ask them what's the cause of thyroid, hyperactive thyroid. I like the Mayo Clinic. The Mayo Clinic is kind of real. Ask Mayo Clinic. They're kind of on the borderline trying to get the natural folks, so they be giving you this and giving you that. You know, WebMD and those kind of folks, they pirates. You know, they part of the cartel. Yeah. But
You said, who do you like? What's
Mayo Clinic, MAYO.
Mayo.
Alright.
In terms of one of these medical institutions that's mainstream, but kind of dibble and dabble. Or even Harvard, Harvard School of Medicine. But anyway, you're gonna find that it is corn, is the main culprit. Most of them are gonna tell you what is the cause. They're gonna tell, or just type in what is the cause of
Overactive thyroid.
overactive thyroid. Just type it in the search engine. Yeah, just type it right in.
Overactive thyroid.
Yeah, I said, what's the cause of overactive thyroid? Mayo Clinic. They're just telling me about Graves' disease. It stops producing a hormone. It's shaped like a butterfly. Did not know that.
Cause.
Causes. Here we go. Hold on. Causes at the bottom. They're doing the symptoms first. Causes. Several medical conditions, butterfly gland, blah, 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 hormones, Graves' disease.
Oh, they're going somewhere else.
What does the cause say? You don't say
Just-
cause?
They're playing.
It's after. Hey Siri.
Oh,
It could be my voice.
But did you type in the
At the
search
same
engine?
time, yeah, I'm seeing what he's seeing as well. Not,
Yeah, they jump on top of the line
Yeah.
because they're advertisers.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway,
I'm so.
yeah, they are. It's a big conspiracy today. And we're in prison, and they feed us what they want us to know. This is the World Wide Web is a jail. It's a prison system. But anyway,
So what do I, because I want to reverse it.
okay. So you want to stop eating starches.
Okay.
Starches are the number one culprit with a lot of these types of issues that we have. And then you want to stop eating them, and you want to remove what's already in your body.
Okay.
So that's what you're doing this week. So you're gonna see just being here this week and not eating starch, you're gonna start seeing a lot of different stuff start happening with your body. And then, so to get them out, then yeah, we need the acid tasting, the citruses and stuff like that. We need the hot, spicy, hot food, ginger, garlic, onion, radish, turmeric. They're gonna go in there and burn these things out. Peppers, hot peppers, yep. Anything spicy, hot, warm, pungent, burn it out. And iodine. Iodine is now to rebuild. Iodine, trace minerals. Seaweed is your best sources of trace minerals.
Yes. Okay.
So dulse seaweed would be the
Dulse.
number one.
Dose.
Dulse. D-U-L-S-E. But soak it to remove the salt, the excess salt.
What about in the seasoning can?
Huh?
The seasoning.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Yeah.
need to soak that?
Well, no, it's hard because then it's going to disappear.
Okay, good.
Yeah. But it's best to buy the whole seaweed and just soak it.
Where do I get that?
The Asian market. Yeah, I'm at the Asian market.
In the little thing right there?
This is what it looks like.
Mm,
This is the dulse seaweed.
okay.
It's like a red leaf lettuce.
And you soak it. Time limit, how long do you soak it?
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
You just
Okay,
want to
and
get
then
the
slice
salt.
it off.
This is salt,
Put
and
it
you
in
want
the
to
salad.
hydrate it.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, but sea moss, any seaweed would have iodine in it. Yes,
can you speak to nerve regeneration?
that's hard.
Mm.
That's hard. Generally, they regenerate themselves if they can be regenerated. They do. You know, depend on the nerve, but generally they would grow back themselves. Yeah, but you have the thing is stop challenging the body to do things that it was not designed to do, because your body force gets hung up in trying to process, trying to make sugar out of rice, and it can't. So it's distracted. It's being distracted. So, but the body, this is the biggest thing with the body that the medical system has bypassed. There's nothing that can heal the body at all. Nothing that you can put in to heal the body. No food, no drugs, no herbs, no doctor, nothing and nobody. The body is totally self-healing. The human body heals itself, but we have to stop challenging it, distracting it, and keep it hung up, trying to digest these 3 square meals a day, trying to process starch, trying to process animals. It cannot. So your vital force got sidetracked into doing these things. So you have, by the time you get to a certain age, and when you really need your immune system, when you really need your healing power, you don't have it, you're bankrupt. That's your enzymes. That's a key word, enzymes. Enzyme Nutrition is the book to read by Dr. Howell, Howell. Enzyme Nutrition. What are enzymes? This is fundamental, know thyself. All living entities on the planet, whether it's animals, plants, or human beings, we all function on an enzymatic level. Enzyme. For there to be life, there has to be enzymes. Enzymes are catalysts that help us to do all the functions that we do. Every single system in the body, every organ in the body, everything is dependent on the body generating X amount of enzymes over your lifetime. Medical science don't know nothing about that. They don't know how much enzyme we need to generate, how much enzyme we're capable of generating. But we need to generate X, the body produces. It's not, we don't have an enzyme reservoir. We have a system to produce enzyme every second of our lives. The metabolic enzymes. These are the ones that allow us to carry on our daily life purposes. So your heart, the kidneys, the lungs, every single system and organs of the body needs specific enzymes to be produced every second of your life. Otherwise, your systems get shut down.
Yeah.
And this is automatically, this is part of the dynamics of the human body, the vitality of the human body. We don't have to figure that out. But we can short circuit the process. We can short circuit the process by utilizing too much of our enzymes to do things that are not essential, that are not natural, that the body doesn't, like warming up a bucket of ice cream. When you're in New York City and it's freezing out there and you're sipping on a hot cup of coffee trying to stay warm, you are whipping the body to cool that coffee down. You're stimulating it. So the body generates enzymes, boom, to cool the coffee down instantly on the spot so you can get past it. So you just went into your bank and took a loan. You took a loan out of your enzyme bank to do something that you had no business messing with. All foods that you go put into the body should be at body temperature. 96 degrees, 98 degrees. Any food, too cold, too hot, you're generating enzyme to bring it to body temperature. So when you whip the body with a hot cup of coffee and it generates all this enzyme, you get a false sensation of being warm. Because the body is making all of these enzymes. So that's what you do, is stimulating the body. Just like when the jockey whips the horse is running away from the sting of the whip, so it's motivated to run faster because it hates the sting of the whip. Your body hates the sting of coffee. So your body, hot coffee, so your body is cooling it down, and you went to your enzyme bank and you made a withdrawal. So what we're actually doing today, we are mortgaging our youth. So when you get to that point in life where you need your immune system, the enzyme bank is in the immune system now. That's a serious, we don't know, we just hear immune system, oh, we dumping it off as buzzword, and it's in the gut. 70% of the immune system is in the gut, but your gut is busy.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, your gut is busy. It's busy with the last plate. And the one before that, and even some from last year. You're still busy with it. We backed up with undigested food. The average meat and potato dish that you eat takes 2.5 days to leave your body. If you're not putting in another one in after that one a few hours later. Takes 2.5 days. So we are backed up with unprocessed food, undigested food. We backed up. We're full of shit. Grandma used to like, really, she did not bite her tongue. You're full of shit. We full of shit. We need to doo-doo. So the best way to get to doo-doo is stop digesting. Fast, and burn it up, turn it into energy. Take waste and turn it into energy. It's like this one big sister stopped Big Gregory in a supermarket one day. He's got the Bahamian diet, and she's like, brother, can you help a fat woman? Can I get one of those Bahamian diets? I don't have any money. He said, you got a lot of money sitting on that body. It was not cheap for you to get that big. You got a lot of money. You spent a lot of money to get that big. Okay? So you need to cut some of those meals out and buy a Bahamian diet. No, but he was joking. He gave her the thing because he's marketing too, you know. But he taught the world about it so he can do more marketing, you know. So we're backed up.
What do you think about herbs and supplements since our food in the U.S. is kind of lacking?
The food on the whole planet, the topsoil has been eroded into the sea. So the topsoil don't have nutrients enough for the way they've been mono agriculture and planting on depleted soil. But these supplements, where the heck did they get the food from? Not from the same soil that was depleted? Huh? Where did you get the food to grow and put it in these supplements if the soil, oh, well, you know, this is synthetic.
Synthetic in the lab, yeah.
Synthetic. And the ones that are real food, they're super expensive. Why? Why? That's another cartel. The supplement cartel. The supplement cartel. But we need to eat real food. We need to eat plant food. We need to eat fresh food. We need to eat living food. Let the juice be your supplement. Juice is my supplement. If this stuff is jammed up, then I'm not gonna spend, you know, all this money trying to digest this big bucket of food. I'm gonna get the liquid out of it. And I'm gonna bypass the digestive system. I'm gonna hack the whole system. So yeah, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Skip it. Because if you start off on the wrong foot, you're stuck for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
You open that bag, you gotta keep it full for the rest of the day. So skip it. And your lunch, protein. Dinner, starch, if you're eating starch. But better yet, get the starch off your plate. You see the new U.S. food, My Plate concept. You seen that?
Nope.
You don't know My Plate?
No.
You never heard of it?
Yeah.
Michelle Obama?
Huh?
Michelle Obama bring that out.
Michelle Obama.
Yes, okay. Vaguely.
If it was Martha Stewart, everybody would have known it was the My Plate.
Pyramid, she created
But
a
Michelle
plate.
Obama did it, so they buried it.
Yeah, it's more fruits and vegetables.
They buried it. She got rid of the pyramid. There's no more pyramid for the USDA minimal daily requirement nutritional guideline. It's My Plate, done by Michelle Obama, and it was not promoted, it was not advertised, nothing. Even up to today, many people don't know. My plate, she says, should be 50% fruits and vegetables. The pyramid said 5 servings of fresh fruits and vegetables every day. She said 50%. No, from 5 servings, 5 spinach, tomato, lettuce, apple, and banana, 5 things per day, enough for whatever. She threw that out, and she said 50% of your entire plate for the entire day should be fruits and vegetables. And the other 50%, what did she say it's supposed to be?
Water.
No, it was,
On the plate,
it was,
my
I think
plate.
It was grains, I believe. I thought it was grains and.
No, the other 50% of my plate, she said, should be
Protein.
protein, but does not specify animal protein. The pyramid gave you pork, beef, lamb, this, that, all kind of animals on there. She said 50% protein. She did not even say meat. So she's saying it's cool to be a vegetarian.
Yeah.
50% protein, and the other one talked about starch and listed all of them. What did she say instead of starch on my plate? Grains. Y'all better do some research,
Yeah.
man. Y'all are.
She
Now,
actually
Cassius, come on
passed
back,
out-
teach us.
I have
No, but you don't have to pay all this kind of money to ask dummies.
She actually had a plate
dummies
that she was
phone.
passing out to some of the
Right.
And so I still got the plate somewhere, but it has.
Yeah, that's just made up. She got the starch off the plate. She said grains. If you must eat starch, only grains is the only one she recommends. That's what the USDA recommends. And she almost got slaughtered.
Yeah.
So she had to put off the plate, that's the plate, off the plate she put a glass of milk. Otherwise the dairy board was gonna hang her. She put a glass of milk. Same like Oprah when she started
Yes,
talking
the
about
meat.
vegetarian and stuff
No,
one
that
year.
had-
I remember that.
They were
came
about
for her.
to slaughter her.
They said-
They were gonna kill her. She was gonna be off the networks, everything. She was gonna go bankrupt. And she had to stop telling the folks she's a vegetarian, and she had to stop promoting vegetarianism. The cattle industry was going to send her into the dustbin. So we have to be careful. But look, y'all want 600 hours for the rest of the week? Or we gonna make some food?
Let's make some food. I could listen to
Get
Shalom
bold.
for it. I'm not gonna lie, but let's make some food.
But a lot of this is already on YouTube. A lot of it is on Sunfire TV, and now it's being recorded. That's what Victoria is here for, so we can capture as much of this stuff. And you don't have to come and pay money to sit here for hearing. It's gonna be online one day.
I'm coming, bro.
So the more questions you ask, the less food we're gonna get to make
right.
together.
I hear you.
Well, can I get a short version of allergies? Just a short
Ain't nothing
version.
short with me, because you gotta, no, I'm sorry, what is the
Allergies.
Allergy.
Yeah.
Elimination detox.
Okay.
Elimination detox. So allergy from what?
I don't know. Since I've been here, I can't stop sneezing.
You can't stop sneezing.
Sneezing.
Okay. So the toxemia, the waste is melting. It's
Okay.
coming out.
Okay.
So the pollen or whatever it is that's stimulating you for it to break down. But it's mostly what you're not eating right now. It's
What
what
I'm
you're not,
not
what's not on your plate. So it's coming out. The fat is melting, the butter is melting, the crystallized starch is now melting. So they may call it a cold on its way out. They may call it mucus coming out. All of this is just waste matter that is coming out. Certain foods would trigger it to come out faster, like tomatoes and stuff like that. So allergy could be a code word for we don't know, we don't want to go there because it's food and we never studied nothing about food. 30 years of our education, me as a doctor, this is what your doctor's going to tell you if you put them on the carpet. Doctor, what do you know about food? When did you learn anything about food in your whole 30 years of education? Oh, I know the daily minimum requirement and all of that. But doctor, I got a medical condition based on what I've been eating. What are you going to do? Oh, there's no known cause for that disease. Yeah, because you never studied it. You never studied the cause. You never studied food. But I can help you. Take this. Go home, rest in bed, and drink plenty of water. Take this. Telling you to go on a fast. Stop eating. Because you can't be resting in bed and eating. But still, anyway, let's get in the kitchen. Because,
thing, real
see, the
quick.
thing is, we got to try to get this stuff done before it gets this time of the day. Because the bugs are out. They're not mosquitoes.
They're not mosquitoes.
They're not mosquitoes. They are what they call it?
They're
Little.
like these little black beings. They on.
Yeah, they
bite.
see that they right now it's just a seasonal thing because there's no rain out there. Because they looking for moisture and they know that you're 70% water, so they come in they come in to drink. This is dinner
Said
time
they're
for
not,
them.
said they're not mosquitoes.
No,
Yeah, they come in to drink your water that's in your body, so they're gonna come and latch on to you to get some hydration. So we try to get out of the kitchen by sunset. But put on socks, cover as much of your body, put on long sleeves, and they're not gonna come to you. But you notice they come to the ankles first. Yeast, starch, dried out starch. They want yeast. They want yeast. They want yeast. So they come to the ankle because it's dried out down there with full of yeast.
Yeah, you said it. Okay, sorry, you said put on socks, put on long sleeves. Socks, long sleeves.